So let's recap Islam's week, shall we? Islam is going to defend the championship of the world. And he's going to defend it for the first time ever with honor. And the first time ever that's done with honor. And do you want to know why I choose that language? Because it wasn't done through bureaucracy. It wasn't made through politics. It was not a back and forth amongst the fans. We didn't put up site fees amongst our favorite arenas, which you guys have no idea what that even means, where somebody will literally leverage and pay money to have a star of their choosing brought to their arena. None of those things happened. Islam won a world championship. Volkanovski stepped into his face. They decided that they were going to fight each other for that championship. Now, Islam gets the bad news after the agreement's done. The bad news is, by the way, I got to do it in your country. The bad news is my coach, trainer, and mentor won't be accompanying me. The bad news is I'm supposed to beat you 3-1, which means when I do beat you, I don't even get a pat on the back. The bad news is I've intimidated this whole weight class that on my first defense, I had to go to somebody outside of the class. The worst news is, as our fight is approaching, I'm still 3-1, and everybody in this place hates me, except for the guy who loves me, but he decided not to come. In spite of all of that, if I beat you, I still don't have a future opponent because they haven't spoken up. Now, okay, now that the match is done and I've been booed and I don't have a future opponent because the only guy that's here in my weight class is Charles Oliveira and nobody wants to see Charles do anything, I then get to nurse my wounds, ice my boo-boos, board an airplane and head home while I'm 40,000 feet above ground. An internet connection lights up and I find out that I am now being accused of cheating through IV. I do not get your ranking, which you told me, Volk. You said to me, if I put this belt up, you will put the ranking up. You said those words. I beat you, I kept my belt, but I did not get your ranking. And I didn't hear you, Volk, come out and defend me. You told me, Volk, if I did this, you would do this. And you never once have spoken up and said that I should have gotten this. In fact, you kept your mouth shut. Aside from you saying that you thought they had it wrong and that I should have won the fight. Had they had it the other way and said I should have given you the fight, I would have handed you my belt. You didn't hand me what you had, but you said you would. I don't have anyone else to fight because it's too boring. The division is so boring. It's so boring and so bad that one, I've cleaned up a lot of really tough guys on my way here. Two, I had to beat up a star from a weight class down below on my first outing. And three, my own manager and trainer won't stop talking about 170 pounds because we all, between the competition, between the decision makers, and between myself, we all agree there's nothing to do at 155. So if I'm going to look low again, and I'm going to bring a guy back up from 145, a guy that told me he would give me the #1 ranking. I beat him, and I didn't get it. I'm not going to go back to Perth. I'm not going to do you the favor. I didn't cheat with an IV situation, and you finding some nurse to say that I did as she hides in the dark of night is a little bit underhanded. But I will fight you. I will fight you again. It will be in a different location. You will be 155-pounder. You will relinquish your 45-pound belts. You will have no excuses. I didn't create any. But I was told, and I took your word. If I beat you, I become #1 pound for pound. I did beat you. You remained #1 pound for pound. I understand you don't have the power of the pencil to change that, but you do have a voice through social media to at least declare your thoughts on it. And unless your thoughts are the same as they were the day that this deal was made, I am now pound for pound #1, according to you. So the same as I would have handed you my belt, whether I like the decision or not, you now need to go to the rankings committee and you need to resign as the #1 ranked pound for pound fighter in the world and insist that that goes to me.